Hello friends, here we are, The Medium's Harvest, by Emmanuel through Xavier, day 37. This is day 37 right here, and we are here connected with you to make sure that we can dissect these messages together. Emmanuel wrote a book to pay tribute and to the medium's book, but not a simple tribute. It is a fair tribute, what we would say, a tribute studying the medium's book. Today, chapter 37 is titled Spiritist Duty, and it's based on item 137 of the medium's book. Item 137 belongs to chapter 10. Chapter 10 is about the nature of communications. Did you know that Kardec classified 4 different types of communications? Yes. One type being crude, raw communications. What are they? Raw communications or crude are those containing expressions that are vulgar, that shock the decorum. They come from spirits of the lowest order, says Kardec. Then the second type is frivolous communication. Frivolous communication are those from frivolous, mocking, or mischievous spirits who are more cunning than evil and who give no importance to anything they say. It's pretty much what we're seeing in journalism nowadays. A lot of frivolous communications. People, incarnated, discarnated, spirits writing communications, and they care less whether it's true or false, whether they're hurting or helping people. They don't care. They just mock. They're frivolous. They care less. We see a lot of frivolous communications going on nowadays in social media. People sharing posts without thinking if those posts are constructive. So let us recall that André Luiz, in the book, not in English yet, Mecanismos da Mediunidade, Mechanisms of Mediumship, he says there are 2 types of mental currents, constructive and destructive. So frivolous communications, they feed into the destructive frequencies. So we need to think when we're sharing a post, whether that post is going to be constructive or destructive. Right? Third type of communication, serious communications. Kardec says serious are serious, both as to subject and form. Like the letters that spirits wrote through Xavier to console the mothers and the fathers, those were serious communications. Now, there is a 4th type, instructive communication. This is precisely item 137 of the medium's book, based on which Emmanuel is going to write his dissertation tonight. Okay? Let me read for you. It's only 3 paragraphs. And then we'll go from there. Okay? So, hold your horse. Don't go anywhere. Don't keep surfing, browsing. Let's focus, because in focusing, we get more from Kardec and Emmanuel. Kardec says, in item 137, instructive communications are serious communications whose main purpose is to provide teaching given by spirits about sciences, morality, philosophy, etc. Their greater or lesser profoundness depends on the particular spirit's degree of advancement and dematerialization. In order to take full advantage of such communications, they must be regular and followed with perseverance. Serious spirits connect themselves to those who desire to be taught, and they assist them, whereas they leave frivolous spirits the job of entertaining those who only see communications as being a type of temporary distraction. It is only through the regularity and frequency of these communications that we can appraise the moral and intellectual value of the spirits who are communicating with us, as well as the degree of trust they deserve. If we require experience in order to judge other people, we need it even more to judge spirits. If we deem such communications to be instructive, we therefore suppose them to be true, for something that is not true cannot be instructive, even if transmitted in the most striking language. Thus, in this category, we cannot include teachings that often display a striking and pompous style, since they come from spirits who are more pretentious than wise and who wish to deceive us. However, such spirits cannot disguise their shallowness or keep up their charade for very long. They soon expose their weak side by showing little continuity in their communications or by our challenging of their statements. Okay, based on this, Kardec is clearly telling us that the spirits of high order, they like people who want to learn. Question for us all: do we want to learn more? Because sometimes we say, I want to learn, but people start teaching, or we start reading these books. Yeah, I know. Like little kids, when they become toddlers, they play like this. You start telling them, explaining something, they say, I know, Mom. Or teenagers, right? Yeah, I know. I already know it. Where did you learn it? I know it. And some adults are just like this. They're like, yeah, I know. Okay, so why we're here? We need to see the new. What is the new that I haven't learned before? I read this passage, but there must be something I haven't paid attention enough. The good spirits love that humble attitude. Do we need to open up more to that type of humility and say, what else can I learn tonight? New stuff. Not with different wrapping. We want new content we have not seen. New content. Because there are people who are attracted to Hollywoodian presentations, like, wow, look at those effects of the slides. And then what are they talking about? I don't know. But it was fantastic. But what did they say? I don't know. I just remember seeing the things coming and going. So what's the point? Simplicity. It's important to show effects when they're gonna add to the presentation, not when they're gonna override it. When they override it, it's not helping, right? So, instructive communications. Do we want to receive instructive communications? Yes. But you know, the Spirit have given lots of them. Amongst them, this one, From the Medium's Harvest, chapter 37. Emmanuel, based on that item, in a meeting on May 23rd, 1960, he wrote, chapter 37, Spiritist Duty. With great propriety, Allan Kardec affirmed that the high spirits connect themselves preferably to those who seek to instruct themselves. And whoever seeks to be instructed chooses the path of maximum effort. Every school is an institute of discipline. However, here and there, students appear addicted to recreation and laziness, bribery, and cheating. These, however, may obtain the most brilliant circumstances in the game of appearances, but they are never gonna get the respect and confidence of the teachers worthy of the title that they had conquered. In the Spiritist doctrine, which is the nursery school of our souls, for more than a century, apprentices of all types have come. To those who have asked for phenomena to support conviction, the instructors of humanity granted the highest copy of frank demonstration of the survival. William Crookes rigorously scientific research and the positive responses of the spiritual plane were worth testimony of undoubted truth to the benefit of the whole world. And because the disciples of the new revelation spread themselves out everywhere, the experiences were examined, and they are to date re-examined under varied nomenclature in all directions. The workers of the Spiritist teaching, therefore, cannot forget the obligation to preserve it as a night preserve of all the attacks of idle students who seek nothing but to amuse and to debate. We will see them everywhere. They are always ready to calm the occurrences and expose the collected dirt to the public for the spectacle of the discussions, to no avail. Let us then safeguard the edifying message of Spiritism against those who take the fruit of the lesson, wasting time in repeated and useless searches on the shell with the deliberate abandonment of the substance. For 2 millennia, the opinion of the earth around the Christ is stirred. Wars and contests, disputes and controversies, regiments and councils, interpretations and persecutions have been organized on his behalf. But what stands firm throughout time is the word of the gospel. Let the hunters of phenomena arm themselves as they wish, and hold as you can the elements that life addresses to the necessary renewal. Every phenomenon edifies, if received to enrich the field of essence. As for us, however, let us be faithful to instruction, dematerializing the spirit as much as possible, so that the spirit may know itself and be ready to shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Emmanuel is masterful, and I think he is bringing to us lots of revelations here. Based on Kardec's teachings in item 137, it's our Spiritist duty to secure that we are working mediumistically at a higher vibration. That's why they are using, both Kardec and Emmanuel, the word dematerialization. Faithful to instruction, that's number one. Because often mediums and mediumistic groups are passive. They're like, okay, shut down the light, gambling time. Some people feel like this, like gambling. Let's see what's going to happen. Without preparation, inner preparation, without even external preparation. So we need to ask ourselves, are we gambling with the spirits? Because that's gambling. That's the same attitude, which is, as he says here, students addicted to recreation, laziness, bribery, and cheating. It's like, okay, let's see what's going to happen. Let's close our eyes. And then inside, people are like, oh, wow. It's as if they're watching a theater, a play, a movie. Oh, drama. Usually it's drama. Horror sometimes. Like, oh, wow. Ooh. It's as if they were watching a game. The words between the counselor and the spirit through the medium. And if we could hear all the thoughts together, it would be very noisy, usually. Almost like an arena where people go to play American football, baseball, soccer. People are like, wow, woo, oh, ah. Pretty much thoughts, feelings. Where are we? Or do we have that inner attitude? When we shut down the light, we maintain seriousness. We maintain compassion. We maintain that willingness to be instructed, even if through the cases of this obsession. Like a doctor, when sees a patient, the patient comes. This is no time for entertainment. This is no time for fun. This is no time for anything but to listen. That's rule number one for any health care provider. Rule number one, listen mindfully, not with the physical ears. We listen with our whole selves. And we are attentive to how we can care for. If we are mental health professionals, we're going to provide words, techniques that will potentially catapult people. If we are other types of healthcare providers, dentist, pharmacist, physician, we may pay attention also to the physical, but not only. For spiritists, spiritist practitioners, whether supporting medium, counselor, or spirit counselor, mediums of all sorts, the role is to listen and to emanate kindness. But if I don't know how to do it in my daily life, how am I going to do it in a mediumistic meeting? It's not simple. So Emmanuel is telling us, rule number one, are you willing to instruct yourself? Because if you are, the good spirits are going to plug in. Because you have an outlet inside of your heart. Do you want to be instructed? Or like many people I've seen in mediumistic meetings, they go there almost like with a frivolous nature. They go there, listen, go home, tell the spouse about the cases they've seen, tell friends. Next day they call their friends, even the friends from the mediumistic meeting, and talk about the cases and spend the whole week as if they were in watching a show. And we're not watching a show. Those are lives. Those spirits could be us. And we would love to be in need of help and come to a mediumistic meeting and find a loving environment. Like I've seen spirits who, without saying anything to them, they come and disclose. There's so much love in this group that I already feel touched without words. So that's the homework we're proposing ourselves. To touch the hearts of people through our vibrations. Instead of being willing to speak, to dominate, to impose, to control, we are going to touch the hearts around us, incarnates and discarnates, with our vibration. And that requires willingness, mind, heart. That's why Emmanuel says, whomever wants to be instructed chooses the path of maximum effort. We cannot forget, maximum effort. He didn't say effort. He said maximum effort. That's why he says it requires discipline. And majority of the students do not go there. And that's the case of majority of mediumistic meetings around the world. It's more about the frivolous than the serious. Imagine the instructive. So, maximum effort if we want to achieve instruction. And what is maximum effort? Let's recall. In the book Evolution in Two Worlds, which is yet to be published but already translated, in that book by André Luiz, we're going to find André Luiz revealing to us that we're learning beings, and we learn through two vectors: effort, repetition. Learning is not something we absorb without effort. Just by watching somebody play the violin doesn't make the deal. I need to watch, and take the violin and make an effort. If I don't do that part, oh no, I already know. I've watched somebody my whole life. But have you tried it? No. So you don't know. You have to make an effort. Pick up the instrument, play it. Same for us. Same for us. So we need effort and repetition. Effort, repetition. And there are people in mediumistic meetings who have been studying mediumship, and they say, I've already read the medium's book. I've already studied that book. We've already studied that book. And the other, and the other, and the other. Okay, I'm done. No, you're not done. Because we need effort and repetition to go to another level. Look at an Olympian athlete like Michael Phelps, the swimmer, which is considered the Olympian of all Olympians. Michael Phelps is a role model for us because it's about effort and repetition. That's how he got to that level. But there are many people that as they age, they limit themselves. I'm done learning. Come on, I'm already tired. What? Are you kidding me? I've done enough in this life. And there are spiritists saying this. But you know, I'm sick and my body's tight, and we understand. I mean, we think we understand. It's not easy. It can't be easy. And that's why we are living on the earth. To make maximum effort. To get out of that circle, we need to always ask every day, what's new today? Something new. Something new about mediumship that I don't know. Let me challenge myself. Not for the knowledge itself, but for the inner disposition. So, maximum effort is required from those that are willing to connect with the higher spirits and received true instructions. So we need to be very careful, as Kardec says in this item 137. When we, still at our level, constantly think that we're surrounded by very dematerialized spirits, not doubting that it's possible. But the question is always like, am I really working at maximum effort to already be at this level? What about the other spirits? And that's why medium's discretion is vital. Tomorrow we're going to learn about frequencies. There are many spirits that are here. Different frequencies. It's on me to attune, to perceive. But if I only perceive the super high, something is wrong. Because the good mediums are going to perceive the spirits that are of low order also to be of help. That's another story for tomorrow, but for today, they are reminding us this, that there's the game of appearances. And the spirits can deceive us. Kardec said that. We need to be careful. Let us be faithful to instruction. And He is guiding us, safeguarding the edifying message against those that waste time in useless searches without paying attention to the substance. And this is when, talking to a good friend, we realize how many messages Dr. Bezerra de Menezes has been bringing to us through Divaldo Franco, to no avail. Because people listen, they're like, what did Dr. Bezerra say? I don't know, but it was so beautiful. What did Divaldo Franco say? I don't know, but it was so beautiful. And I remember Dr. Raymond Moody Jr. in 2006 coming to one of our Spiritist events to give a talk. And in an interview he said, one thing that I always question is when people are mesmerized by those who give great talks, but they don't even know what they talked about. And that's why he says, I talk to the reasoning of people, just like Kardec, because I'm not here to mesmerize the crowd. And that's exactly what Emmanuel is saying here. Appearances versus depth, content. See, he says, I'm going to read it again. Let's safeguard the edifying message of Spiritism against those who take the fruit of the lesson, wasting time in repeated and useless searches on the shell with deliberate abandonment of the substance. So how often we're like, oh, Dr. Bezerra, what did he say? He said much, but are we paying attention? He came recently to the United States, and on the night of the 20th anniversary of the United States Spiritist Federation, he gave a message, and you're going to see the transcription in the upcoming issue of the Spiritist magazine. And there he says clearly, who we are, those who are here. Those who have made huge mistakes in the past. And that's the part we need to pay attention. He's reminding us, kindly, but he's reminding us. Which kind of mistakes? It says there. Mistakes towards the Christ and his message. We cannot repeat it. How are we going to prevent the repetition of those mistakes? If we do maximum effort inside of us, transforming ourselves, vibrating higher, willing to really learn, and allow the frivolous part of us to be recycled, because we still have the frivolous part on us that are still connected to appearances and not substance. Okay? It's tough, but that's why Emmanuel is titling it Spiritist Duty. Duty is duty. Heavy duty. And we would say Spiritist duty is heavy duty. It's not easy. It's deep because it requires maximum effort. But you know, Emmanuel is so kind to us because he ends this by saying so beautiful. He says, let's be faithful to instruction, dematerializing the Spirit as much as possible so that the Spirit may know itself and be ready to shine. Let it shine. Spiritist duty is heavy duty, but at the end of the day, you're gonna shine. Okay? And we do too. Right? Right, Rudy, present. Right here and now. That's wonderful. Deborah Beldovics is here with us. What a joy. What an honor. Thank you, Deborah. Dulcie, what a joy. Happy New Year to you. Merry Christmas. We're still feeling the Christmas, but almost there. Right, Carol Correa? Yes, the homework. Ready, willing, and able to make maximum effort. Thank you, Carol. Nora Brazil, how are you? Nina Dewey, beautiful Nina, thank you for your kindness. Ellen Cortes, how are you? La Souza, how are you? Angelita, Fraternity Without Borders. Luiz Camargo, how are you? Soraya Galvão, how are you? Cynthia Peoples, Karina Alice, what a joy, my friend. Laura Colirri, Merry Christmas, my friend. Guilherme Velho, big hug to you, Guilherme. Lea Severo, big hug to you, Lea. Andrea Torres, how are you? Sunshine, how are you, Sunshine? Teresa Catapano, how are you? Adilson, what a joy. Joy to the world. We're still feeling Christmas. Can we extend Christmas to each and every day? It feels so good. Joy to the world. The Lord is still here. Don't let him go away. Don't let him go away. Keep in our hearts. Right, friends? What about tomorrow? Since we're talking about our duty, vibration, Emmanuel is a wonderful educator. In chapter 38, he's going to talk about our different vibratory tracks, frequencies. And he says, spiritual communication is not a privilege of the mediumistic organization. Thought is universal language. Yes. And he's going to say later, just as a teaser, this is a teaser, every individual that has not worked yet their own moral sublimation is like a traveler that is in the sea, lost in the sea. Mamma mia, come back tomorrow because I don't want to be lost. We want to stay together in the joy of the world with Jesus. let's not forget, our homework is to vibrate love, affect, good things, whatever good, joy, kindness, without words. Without words, just thoughts and feelings, thoughts and feelings. Exercise wherever you're going to be, and we come back here, God willing, to work more on the medium's harvest. Thank you, friends.